It's not working for me. Beautiful. He's a character. A reread is actually useful, even though I know. I can't get a liking for her. I really can't. Hey friends, what's up and welcome back to another reading vlog, and welcome to my reread of the Atlas 6 and the Atlas Paradox, as well as my first ever read of the Atlas Complex. This whole week I was busy with reading the Atlas Complex, but then I realized I'm not enjoying it as much because I can't really remember what happened in the second book, like the first and the second book. Everything is mushed together. So I'm thinking what's going to make things better for me is if I reread the Atlas 6 and the Atlas Paradox, and then I'll have a better understanding of what is happening in the Atlas Complex. Ow! So for those of you who aren't aware of what the series is about, it's about 6 initiates who are invited to the Alexandrian Society. And what the society is actually about is about safeguarding generations worth of lost knowledge, for ancient civilization and stuff like that. And we have 6 great magicians in our time, and all of them say yes to participate in the Alexandrian Society, but the kicker is there's only 5 spots. So something has to happen that only 5 spots can be filled and not 6 spots. I hope that even makes sense. For those of you who have read the book, you would know what happens. I hope I can enjoy this. I really do. We're going to dive into the Atlas 6. I don't know why it says continue listening, like I've been listening to it. Welcome to the vlog. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's just start everything from the beginning.
Perhaps it was a tired thing. All the references the world had already made to the Ptolemaic Royal Library of Alexandria. History had proven the library to be endlessly fascinating as a subject, either because the obsession with what it might have contained.
Update on the Atlas 6. Okay, so reread wise, I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying getting to know the characters from the start again, seeing what was prophesized, can I say? Like the beginning, it says something about the Alexandrian Society blowing itself up or burning itself down, and I was like, is this now the past? Or is it like, beware, this is going to happen? I have questions. Anyway. I have reached the part that's called Battle. So I'm currently on part 4, Space, and it's reading really fast. Like the first time I read this book, I was really confused, and it took me a long time to get used to. Dark Academia was really new to me, and I was just like, I feel overwhelmed by the amount of language, the amount of English that is used. But I think because you somehow get used to the writing pretty quickly, if you know the author's writing, then it does fare pretty quickly the second time you read it. So I'm really enjoying the Atlas 6, and I can see why it has become so popular over the years. It's phenomenal. And the only downside I can say that I think I need are the physical books, because I want to print out of this. I want to print out of every piece of art that are in these books, because they are just, they are beautiful. Character wise, I would say they are really flushed out. Like you can see the turmoil Callum has with his life, and you can see with Parisa as well how some things unnerve her, but she's also trying to be this, I am very, like, I'm an independent woman, and what I want is what I want, and whatever you say, tough, because I know how to play the game. That's the vibe she's getting. Libby, I can see why a lot of people have been annoyed with her in the past, but I don't know, this part of her in the Atlas 6 is also very annoying to me, and I don't enjoy it. I know she comes across as this scholar who wants to know everything, and she's got questions. Let me tell you, she has a lot of questions. But at the same time, I'm like, you remind me of someone in high school that, yeah, they were constantly, but what about this? What about this? What about this? And I was like, shh, please do us all a favor and stop talking. And I think I mentioned this in my vlog as well when I first read the Atlas 6, is Libby is a bit too much. I was really hoping that something between her and Nico was going to happen. I had that rivals to lovers vibe from them. Yeah, but I don't think that's going to happen. If I can get to part Parisa, if I can get to part 6, that would be great. But if I can get to part 7, that would be even greater, because then it's 68% in the book, and then tomorrow my husband has to go to his mom to help her with some stuff, so then I can just read and continue. I also have an arc that I need to read that is like pressing, but the Atlas 6. So we'll see how this goes. We'll see how I fare in this. Why is everyone bothering me? Yeah, anyway, let me continue because I actually have work to do, and then I'll update you if I have any further developments or thoughts on the characters. I either need a 16-hour nap or a 3-liter cup of coffee. I don't know what. But anyway, I got to 68% of the Atlas 6. So I don't think I have much to say other than all I can remember is the thoughts that ran through my head the first time I read this. Especially, how can I say this without giving spoilers? The astral plane projection thing between Callum and Parisa. That was a wild time to me. The first time I read it and the thing that happened, I was just like, what is going on? And then Parisa popped up and she's like, surprise! And I was just like, what is happening? In that sense, I realized that the Atlas 6 might be a bit high above my mental grade, but luckily I knew what was going to happen for this situation. I'm enjoying the storytelling, especially the second time around. Now I'm thinking about a few things that have been popped up, as well as Dalton. He's a character. I forgot he was like a character from book 1. I really thought somewhere along the line he only came in book 2, but then I remembered Parisa walking in his dream and finding out it wasn't his dream kind of thing. It wasn't the taste he put up for her, and I was just like, wow, okay. So yeah, all small things that make you realize a reread is actually useful. So that is going to be it for today. I'll probably pop up tomorrow when I finish the book. I can see why I gave this. I think I gave it a 5 stars in the beginning. It's probably going to still be a 5 star. But the different characters between them, like you can actually distinguish between the characters. Even if you don't listen to the audiobook as well, you can see that each character has a different voice. And it's just so enjoyable. And it's why it got popular. So I'm probably not the first person to praise this book, but I'm not going to be the last person to praise this book. Anyway, yeah, I'll speak to you guys tomorrow. I'm so sorry. There's like no oomph in me right now. Hello. It is Saturday. I have finished the Atlas 6. I'm giving it 5 stars, merely because I enjoyed it. You want the short answer? I enjoyed it. If you've read further into the Atlas 6, you would understand some of the things that happened. But obviously, if you read it for the first time, you don't notice everything. And then when reading it the second time, I'm like, okay, I see what you did there, Olivia Blake. I see what you were trying to do. So I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the dynamic between the characters and the questions and the uncertainty that each character brought towards another character. It was all just great. I'm excited to dive into the Atlas Paradox. I don't know if I will be able to listen to it. I think I will. And then we'll see how I get through it further. But yeah, overall an enjoyable read. I would suggest picking up this book as an audio because especially if you are new to the genre of dark academia and you haven't really read dark academia, it can be quite confusing. And I'm speaking from past experiences when I picked this book up. I think it took me over 2 weeks to read the Atlas 6 because not the English was so complicated. So I don't know if it is because English is actually my second language, so it is a bit confusing to get used to it, but once you get into it, you can't stop reading. And even though I've read the Atlas 6 before, I was still constantly like, I need to know what's happening. I need to know what's going on. So overall, an enjoyable time. Yeah, let's see what the Atlas Paradox has in store. Even though I know there's just a few things that aren't clear to me since listening to the Atlas Complex, so I need a mind refresh. Happy Tuesday, everyone. I have started reading the Atlas Paradox. The Atlas Paradox, I mean. I started listening to it today while I was working. I wanted to read another book, but then I realized it's kind of hard to read a book when you still have a lot of work to do. So I put on the Atlas Paradox and I got to 22%. I'm enjoying it so far. Because I know the trajectory we are going, I don't have a lot to say. I think it's more of a, oh yes, I remember this is what happened. Oh yes, I remember this is what happened. I do remember starting the Atlas Paradox and thinking, where is Gideon going? I can't remember what he was doing. And I was very confused. And no matter where I went with the book, I was still confused about the fact that what Gideon was doing. And now I finally understand it. Because I read that part. I read Gideon's parts and I was like, I'm very confused. It did click at the end when he succeeded in his mission. But it would have been nice if I remembered what his mission was when I started the book, because we start off with Gideon and how he explains that he has something to do for his mother, and I was thinking, I don't understand. I still like Nico. I don't know, Callum is a bit weird now. It's like I get why he's moody, but he's like severely moody. And then Reina as well, she just flipped the switch like that against Nika, and I was like, okay. Parisa still Parisa. Tristan, I don't know, he gets sweeter by the day, so it's all just one entertaining page after one another. I'm not going to read anymore today or listen to the book anymore today because I have an arc that's due soon. So I think tomorrow I'm going to listen to the rest and see where I get. I'm not in a rush to finish the Atlas Paradox soon, but if I can maybe finish it this week, it would be nice, and then I can finally dive back into the Atlas complex. Hello everyone, I finished the Atlas Paradox. I'm giving it a 4.5 out of 5 stars this time. The last time I read it, it was 5 stars. This time I think I'm giving it like a half star less because A, I know what happened, and B, I can see why people say it has that second book syndrome. That's all I'm gonna leave it as, but it was still enjoyable. I really still enjoyed it. So right now we're heading to the Atlas complex. I'm going to restart that audiobook just so that I can know what's happening. Welcome to another reading vlog where I drop my whole TBR to read my most anticipated book, one of them, for January. So yesterday my husband and I were walking in a bookshop when I saw the Atlas complex was out, and I freaked out because I was like, when did it release? I can't remember when it released. I think it was the 9th of January and I just completely forgot. So I went on Everand because the book was rather expensive, and I saw that it was on audio on Everand, and I was like, okay, I need to listen to this book. I need to know what happened. So I'm quite excited for this. I really hope this is going to be a 5-star. I love the Atlas 6, I love the Atlas Paradox, and I just finished Ninth House, and I'm still looking for that feel, that dark academia feel, that mystery kind of feel. So I'm thinking the Atlas Complex will hopefully sate that feeling, or it'll just make it worse and I will have to deep dive into dark academia for like a month just so that I can get this out of my system.
The command, as per the terms of Ayla's deal, was subdue as with an animal out of containment.
I hate
She
your
understood that
voice.
in real life.
Hello everyone. Okay, so update on the Atlas complex so far. I'm on 23% right now. It is possibly going to be a 4 or 5 stars. I don't know yet. But all I can say is Libby and Tristan, you two need to sort yourself out. I mean, it's just like they are pining for each other and they really like each other, but they don't say anything, and I'm like, and I don't know what's up with Nico and Libby / Nico and Gideon. I don't know, this whole relationship thing is a mess, but I'm here for it and I'm enjoying it. So I think for today I'm planning on getting to 50 or 75%. I don't know how far I'm gonna get. I will be listening to this when I go to the gym later. Each chapter is almost an hour long sometimes. So I'm just like, oh, and then let's talk about Parisa for a second, because she has issues, like severe issues. There are things that she talks about that I'm just like, I don't know if this is a spoiler, but obviously, you know, she was married very young and she has a weird relationship with her husband. She doesn't want to be around him, but at the same time, you know, like they have these on and off calls. He still misses her, and he sounds like he's really caring about her, but he also sounds, I can't remember what he did. I think it was like in the culture, she didn't like being submissive, or she didn't like being married, and in that kind of situation where you have to be married, you have to have children, and you have to look after the house. I don't think she wanted that, so she left. But technically she's still married to him, so that's a mess on its own. But she's having fun with Dalton, so whatever. Anyway, like I say, this whole group is just one big mess. Even Raina and Callum, I don't know what their issue is. I mean, Callum, I don't know, he's kind of stuck up on Tristan, and then Raina has her own issues, and it's just one big mess. But I'm here for the mess. Yeah, I think I'm going to continue listening to the book and see how far I get today. Hopefully I can get to 50%-ish around there. Hey everyone, welcome. I don't know why I was going to say welcome back to another vlog, just welcome to another day of me reading The Atlas Complex. I am currently, I'm gonna lie to you, I think 34% in this book. I can't remember when last I updated you. It is 34, right? I feel like I read further. First of all, I used to like Libby. I don't know why, probably because she was so soft and she was, I wouldn't say, okay, she was a pushover, but she was nice. You know, now I can't get a liking for her. I really can't. It's just that she's trying too hard to be badass and it's not working for me. I don't like it at all. Anyway, so yeah, I think she's gonna be fun to continue reading about. And then the rest of the characters are not really, how can I say, prominent for me. Like, okay, Nico has his own thing going on with Gideon, as well as trying to entice Libby in doing, what did they call it, like the something master plan, but the Atlas Blakely sinister plan. So he's trying to convince her to do it, but he's trying to tell her, listen, it's not a good or a bad thing, it's just a plan. And he's speaking to Tristan about this as well, and Tristan's like, but Libby says it's a bad thing. I don't know if Libby's gonna go continue with her charade of being this badass and wanting to do the sinister plan, but on her own because she doesn't need nobody and she's a girl who can support herself. Meanwhile, she needs all 5 of the others. She also had this thing with the archives because she was supposed to be an initiate, and she did the initiation on her own, which I think shouldn't be done on your own. I think you should be doing it as a group, but it's done on your own. Strong, independent woman. That is what she's going for, but she's doing it too much. The rest, they're just there. Parisa, I'm still enjoying her. I like reading about her, even though I don't necessarily like her. I like reading about her. Callum, meh. And Tristan is, I don't know, he's continuously on the fence, so I'm just like, okay. Not much else to say. I think I'm gonna get to 75% today. Hello everyone, happy Friday. Yeah, so far the thing I can say about the chapters are they are severely long. Longer than the first 2 books, so that is something. Anyway, I'm also very curious to see how things are gonna progress from here. I think that's all non-spoilery thoughts I'm gonna say. My spoilery thoughts. So since the whole thing happened with Libby and she came back, and now they have this thing where they have to go back to the society, otherwise they die. I'm wondering if one of them is going to die.
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
Like, if they are really going to take that opportunity to actually kill one of them so that the rest of them can survive. And the problem is, I don't want any one of them to die. Callum is maybe on the list, but I don't know. I really don't know. We'll see how it goes. I still have a few hours left in the book. I think around 8 hours or something like that, because apparently it's a very thick book, so we'll see. But the artwork is pretty cool. I have the ebook version with me. Let me see if I can find it and then just show you. I have no idea who this is. I think it's Tristan. No, Nico. I don't know. But yeah, very nice artwork. And then the first one I saw somewhere over here. Yeah, I have questions. I don't know who this is. I think this is Nico. I don't know. I don't think there were any others. Yeah, the rest will be, maybe there's one at the beginning. No, there's not. Okay, cool. So I'm going to continue with this. I'm currently 27% into it. Hey, what's up? I'm done with the Atlas Complex. And I struggled so much with this book because I didn't know how to rate it. Like, I really, really, really enjoyed every part of it. Especially Tristan's part with the different scenarios that played almost at the end. That was first mind-boggling, and second, I was like, ooh. I like how there's, you know, different scenarios for whatever is transpiring, because I don't want to give away spoilers, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. But I don't know, I was kind of upset about the ending, I'm not gonna lie. But then I read Olivia Blake's acknowledgements about why she wrote this book and what made her write this book. And I realized there's a lot of talent in this writing, and I feel a lot of people don't appreciate the talent that went into this writing. Granted, writing a book in itself, it is hard, and if you find your way in publishing, wow, just hats off to you. Well done. But the fact that Olivia Blake wrote such an amazing series about so many great things and things that are really bothersome today, like global warming and how people are trying to change things, but it's a generational thing you need to change. It's not just one person you can change, and it is just wow. I don't know, it's wow. So I gave this book 5 stars because everything was just, it was good. I really enjoyed it. There were obviously parts where I thought, what, I'm not following, especially Atlas's parts, because his parts come in as well. And then there was a twist in the end with Atlas, and I was like, I knew it. I just had a feeling. There was also very sad parts, which I wasn't happy with, but you know, it is what it is. It happens, and we have to move on. I would definitely reread these books in the future. I think most especially the Atlas Complex, because it really was a wild one. Just so that I can get into my brain what actually transpired and try and figure out if I understand everything correctly. And yeah, but it was awesome. It is beautiful writing, and I love Olivia Blake's books. So no, the 4. I read 4 now. I read Alone with You in the Ether as well, and I really enjoyed that one. But that is going to be finally it for this vlog. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please remember to like and subscribe. Let me know down below if you would be interested in reading Olivia Blake's books. If you haven't read the Atlas Complex 6 series, I don't know what you call it, the Atlas series. If you've read any of your other books, and what you thought of them. And I'll see you guys in the video next week. Bye.